From May 2015 to January 2017, I thought I was cryptically pregnant. Welcome back to my channel. I talk about all things chronic illnesses and cryptic pregnancy because I used to think I was cryptically pregnant, but I've now found out I have all these chronic illnesses that are the cause of my symptoms instead of a pregnancy. And so that is the point of my channel, is to educate people that even though it may feel, look, and sound like a pregnancy, it may not be a pregnancy. So I feel it's time that I kind of share my whole story of what I went through that got me to this point to today. At the end of May, I thought I was pregnant even though I had my tubes tied in 2012. I thought I was pregnant. I felt very strongly that God was telling me that I would have more children, and I still believe that to today, that I will have more children.
I am going to have another girl and another boy one of these days.
But I thought God was telling me that I was supposed to have these children join my family way back in May 2015. I had gone on vacation, and when I came back from vacation, I thought I'd gotten pregnant because when I came back, my dog was very attached to me. She would never leave my side. She would follow me everywhere, which was very different from how things were before I went on vacation. She didn't follow me that much, and she wasn't that interested in me before vacation. But when I came home from vacation, that was one of the signs I went,
I've got to be pregnant, because dogs and cats and your pets, they tend to sense that things are changing hormonally.
But according to the cryptic pregnancy community, you don't have HCG in your system, so where are the hormones if you're cryptically pregnant according to them? That started my long journey of thinking I was pregnant, and I found the cryptic pregnancy community through Suzanne Wheat, which she's now changed her name to Suzanne Humphrey, and she educated me on all things cryptic pregnancy, and it was the only thing that made sense to me. It explained all my symptoms, so I believed it. It was the only thing that made sense. I bought into their lies. I bought into their scam of education, and I created this new life in their community, and it created a very huge wedge between me and my husband. My kids most of them were too young to understand, but my oldest, she believed me at first, but then eventually she just agreed with me because she knew that if she talked back, it would cause some fighting between me and her, because she saw what it caused between me and her dad. This was a very huge battle, and I was willing to run away and give birth to these babies without my husband or anybody because no one was believing me. I was getting very curious, and I started to do my own research because there were some things that just still didn't make sense. Like, why can a cryptic pregnancy baby hide from an ultrasound? That just made no sense to me. And various of other things they would say
just didn't make sense to me, so I was open to learning and understanding more and digging deeper.
When I would pull out my Doppler to find what I thought was my baby's heartbeat, I would also once in a while listen to my children. I'd also listen to my husband. And one night, on my oldest, I found sounds that I was finding on myself that I thought was a pregnancy. So at that point, I decided, well, if I'm finding it on my daughter, then I must not be pregnant. And I probably went 2 or 3 months accepting that I wasn't pregnant, and I was kind of moving on from that. But then one day, someone asked me,
"How far along are you?"
And I started to think about that, and I went, well, I don't believe I am pregnant anymore, but I still feel pregnant. I still have those same symptoms. Nothing has changed except my thoughts about what I'm experiencing. So I went,
Well, according to when I first experienced these symptoms, I'm this far along.
and I started to believe again that I must still be pregnant because the symptoms haven't gone away, even though my thoughts about it did. I thought, well, I have to be pregnant because it's not all in my head. I got rid of those thoughts thinking I was, but the symptoms still stayed. So I continued once again to think that I was pregnant. I started to get brave, and I would start to tell some of my family that I was pregnant, and I don't know what they would truly think because they were too kind to say otherwise. One night I went to a Christmas party with my mom, and I met a midwife at that party, and I had that burning sensation to just go and talk to her. I knew I had to talk to her and connect with her on social media. And so I started to message her, and I would send her small video clips of my Doppler saying,
I find baby. What's going on? I think I'm having a cryptic pregnancy.
and she listened to me with very open ears, and she said, yeah, it sounds like you are picking up fetal heartbeats, and cryptic pregnancy is a real thing. Like, she was listening to me. She was taking me seriously. I was so excited, and I felt so validated for the first time in years. She asked if she could come meet with me. She didn't live too far away from me, so she came and she did an exam on me. I trusted her so much. She listened with her Doppler, she did a pelvic exam, and she said, if you are pregnant, it's very early. I am not feeling anything. She also is very spiritual and also did foot zoning. And so she was doing foot zoning, and she said, wait a minute, you said you had your tubes tied, right? And I was like, yes. Well, your left one's not tight anymore. And I was super excited about that because I thought,
Okay, maybe God is leading me to this point to connect with her because maybe I am now pregnant. 2 years later, maybe now I'm pregnant. And she's supposed to be my midwife, and she's going to guide me.
it's now been 3 years. So that was not the plan. The plan was that I was going to meet with her, and she would help me understand that what I was going through, it was all in my head. And when people say that, they take such huge offense to that. But what that means is that your mind is so incredibly powerful at creating your reality that you can convince your brain anything, and your body will start manifesting and creating that reality for you. Like, it's pretty incredible, and I don't take offense to that at all. The fact that it was all in my head tells me that I am powerful to create whatever reality I want. So now that I've learned I have all these chronic illnesses that are the cause of my symptoms, I know I have the power to still create a happy and wonderful life despite still feeling pregnant, having all these symptoms, and I am okay with that. I am living the happiest life I have ever lived so far. So I want to touch on a close friend of mine. She just recently found out that she was experiencing chemical pregnancies, and also known as a phantom pregnancy. And people take offense. Again, the people take offense to this. It is okay to admit that you had a phantom pregnancy. It's okay to admit your mind was so powerful in convincing your body that you're pregnant. It's okay to do that. My friend recently had a baby, and she also knows that there will be more children to join her family. And I'm going to stick in her post here that talks about it so you guys can read it. But it is incredible that she was able to recognize what was going on. She knows she is going to have another child, but she has had at least 2 pregnancies that have been a threat to her life. This has been so hard for her, and now she has a special needs child. And so what her body did is convinced her that she was already pregnant. Because if she is already pregnant, she can't get pregnant because she already is, as a way to protect herself, because it's been a threat to her life and she's super scared to get pregnant again. And so again, I just want to emphasize how powerful our minds are at creating these realities. But if you're open to what's really going on, as my friend and myself and others have, you can discover the truth for yourself, what's really going on. She actually discovered that yes, she was having chemical pregnancies. She was actually getting positive pregnancy tests because she was having chemical pregnancies. Our bodies are incredible. They're complicated. They're misunderstood. They're amazing. They're miraculous. But you cannot be pregnant for years. This is not possible. So for those of you, like myself, who thought and who think that you are pregnant, and it's been years, I encourage you to dig deeper. Allow yourself to find the truth, because yes, I grieved what I thought was babies. When I finally accepted I wasn't pregnant, I did grieve for a while. A long while. And it caused so much depression, and it was really, really hard. But now that I've been able to get through that, let my emotions flow and move on, the truth for myself is so much better than what I went through. The lies and the deceit and the confusion. I am so grateful to finally have the truth for myself. So I encourage you to find the truth for yourself. The truth is so much better. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and I encourage you to subscribe to our channel. I am working on educating and meeting others who are going through the same things so that we can discover the truth. Because the truth is freeing. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!
Here we go again. Trying hard, but you wanna be my friend. Ain't no place to hide, ain't no one to run to. Here we go again. Call my bluff, I'ma be here till the end. I'm the one you ride, I'm the